Hi, this is Dr. Saxena, and work what we are working on. Today we'll be talking about how to reduce your cancer risk. What exactly for this nutritional medicine we talk about? We talk about this integrative thing as such. There is a likely that but you can just reduce or lower the cancer risk by reducing or eliminating consumption of ultra processed foods. See, this is we need to. I was not aware about this word called ultra processed foods, and I just want you people to understand what I mean by this ultra processed foods. Ultra processed foods, according to some NOVA definition and all that, it is basically a processed food. This includes something like mass produced packaged breads and buns, number one, sweet or savory packaged snacks, industrialized confectionery and desserts, sodas and sweetened drinks. You have got something like meatballs, you have got poultry or fish nuggets, which is easily stored and all that. It's basically and other reconstituted meat substitutes, meat products, reconstituted meat products, transformed by adding something like preservatives other than the salt. So usually they use something like nitrites. So the nitrite containing meat is it's a ultra processed food. Instant noodles as well as soups. We get that in plenty now. Go to any kind of shop, you get this. Frozen or shelf stable ready meals. Frozen meals is another. It is basically again a ultra processed food, and other food products mostly made by entirely from sugar, oils, fats, and other substances not commonly used in culinary preparations, such as using hydrogenated oils, using modified starches, using something like protein isolates. Um, Industrial processes, notably including hydrogenation, hydrolysis, excluding, molding, reshaping, and the pre processing by frying, this all comes under the ultra processed foods. If I miss something, it is something like flavoring agents, colors, emulsifiers, non-sugar sweeteners, something like fructose corn syrup and all that, and other cosmetic additives are often added to these products to imitate sensorial properties of unprocessed or minimally processed foods. This is with this thing. I just want to tell you that this is a big subject. We can always talk about in detail about that. What I mean to say is ultra processed food intake was associated with higher overall cancer risk, and so try to see that in your diet should not be more than, I can say, less than 5% of ultra processed foods, because for every 10% increase in the proportion of calories you obtain from the ultra processed foods in the diet, the cancer in risk increases 12%. This is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. And apart from that, we have looked at some of the markers, which are usually lipid, sodium, carbo, the other things and all that. So we understand this is one thing which is really a cause of need to concern. So like I can always we have categorized foods into different ways, which was done by this NOVA food classification system. And I can always tell you the group 1 foods are the least processed foods. You should know what are the group 1 foods. These are basically this includes seeds, fruits, leaves, stems, roots, animal tissue, and other parts, again milk. They may have inedible or unwanted parts removed. They may be crushed, grounded, or they can be pasteurized or vacuum packed. They contain no added substances such as salt, sugar, oils, or fats. The purpose of processing of Group 1 foods is to extend only the shelf life, allowing longer. So, I somewhere I can always milk fermentation of the milk to make yogurt is a good thing. Something like roasting coffee beans is also considered to be a Group 1. So this this is the Group 1 which are can always work it out. Group 2 are the foods are processed. They are processed culinary ingredients. The foods that come directly from Group 1 foods are by pressing, by refining them and all that. The purpose of this processing is to make them used in the home or restaurant kitchens. The Group 2 foods always accompany Group 1 foods. Examples are salt derived from seawater, sugar and molasses derived from sugarcane or dates, honey extracted from honeycomb, butter or lard, or combinations of several several example vinegar or something like that. So this is the Group 2 foods, and these are usually culinary ingredients which are in combination with the Group 1 foods. Group 3, coming to Group 3 is simple foods that are made by adding sugar, oil, salt, and other Group 2 substances to Group 1. Okay, that's simple. The processing includes preservation or cooking, as in case of bread and cheese, fermentation. The purpose of processing is to increase durability of Group 1 foods and modify and enhance the culinary sensory qualities. Examples are canned bottled vegetables, fruits and beans, and you have something like salted and sugared nuts, seeds, curing. The fourth group, which is called ultra processed foods and drinks. These are the industrial formulations that typically contain 5 or more ingredients. The ingredients may include sugar, oils, fats, salt, antioxidants, stabilizers, and preservatives. Some ingredients are usually imitate sensory qualities of Group 1 foods or kind of stuff. So something the Group 1 these are the real things which you need to understand. Group 4 foods, what we are talking about, is usually hyper palatable. They are much tastier, and they comes with a sophisticated packaging and aggressive marketing. They rely on health claims to help market them, and perhaps see, this is a big kind of multinationals which are working on this, and this is one thing which is highly promoted as on this day. We have data. We know there was a February 2018 study in British Medical Journal reporting positive association between a consumption of ultra processed foods and cancer risk. They studied a group of French adults with about 10,000 people whose median age was, and they understood what is the kind of thing, and this was a peer-reviewed data, peer-reviewed journal. The association was done between Group 4 ultra-processed food intake and the overall risk of cancer, and specifically risk for breast cancer, prostate, and colorectal cancer using the cohort studies. And this was known, ultra processed foods were known to increase, I repeat this particular stuff, every 10% increase in proportion of calories obtained by ultra processed foods increase the cancer risk by 12%, and in women it increased by 11% from breast cancer. And this is the kind of work based on this. Somehow there is a good reason for us to look into what is this doctor talking about ultra processed foods, and how we can work it out avoid that particular stuff and try to stay into that healthy zone. Um, Needless to get it, the I was not aware about this ultra processed foods. I was aware about that, but this ultra processed foods is again one of the big things. And I knew about what are the nitrites, what are the packaging foods, what are the how this packaged meat and all that things are there. And we used to get we knew there was a kind of thing as such. But unless this paper came in 2018 and we started looking into that, and it's better to follow this particular stuffs rather than prevention is always better than cure. And this is again a concept from the integrative medicine, and we believe this has to be told to the people, and that's the reason I'm talking to you. Thank you.